football. I don't know how well this is going to work or how well you're going to be able to hear me. I'm at the Houston airport. I believe it's the George Herbert Walker Bush. Yeah, the George H.W. Bush Airport in Houston. Just want to say hi. We can strike up the phone calls if that's going to work, but I just wanted to say hi to everyone. And I've been on a bit of a road trip for the last few days. I hope everyone's doing well. And know, as usual, that I'm just throwing the live stream at you without any kind of notification. Again, I've got a flight here in a few hours, and I've got some time to kill. So I thought, hey, what the heck? We would try the live stream from the airport. Ian, how you doing? It's good to see you, Mr. HD. Yes, we hope you have a safe trip. We had a safe trip here. Again, I don't know how well you can hear me in the midst of the airport. I've tried to get myself out of the way of all the noise and the traffic. Nate, 561, good to see you. Hope everything's going well. Has there been any college football news either yesterday late or today? I don't believe so. We can definitely look that up and see what we've got on the headlines. We could try a phone call if anyone would like to call in at 860-325-3687. Of course, there it is. Let's see what is on the headlines, if anything, today. I probably should have gotten some water before I started this. See what we've got. Anything. TCU's bunts may miss season after accident. Have to look into that. Brooks, Oklahoma Title IX probe questioned by woman. USC offensive lineman returns after donating marrow to sister. Navy drops gun motto after sensitivity questions. Gophers quarterback Zach Annexstad out indefinitely with toe issues. So it was the Minnesota quarterback battle between Annexstad and Tanner Morgan, who won the job in November last year, and Annexstad out indefinitely. Missouri coach fined, or he is fine, with defensive ends handling since the arrest. UTEP reinstates quarterback Loxley after June arrest. That would be Mike Loxley's son, who remained at UTEP. Mike Loxley was there as head coach before he went to Alabama and now on to Maryland to coach the Terps. Let's see what you guys have in the comments, if anything. LSU superfan, go Tigers. Again, not prepared really to do much of a show in regards to any information that I have on hand. But I'm in the airport, and I will be here for the next 4 to 5 hours, unfortunately, because of needing to get dropped off at this point. So I do have a little bit of time to kill and thought I would strike up the live stream and see what's going on with all of you. You will see on the channel that over the last several days, we have released. Thanks for taking us over 12,000 subscribers here in the last couple of days. Thank you for that. We did do a live stream last night from the hotel room. We've got an ACC football preview that just came out. Yes, 38 minutes ago, an ACC football preview for about 28 minutes with Ryan Cantor from Shaking the Southland helping us break down the ACC. LSU Tigers preview just released this morning. We've got Texas A&M, which is going to be released very soon. Virginia Tech, Miami, Clemson, and Florida State in the ACC. LSU and Texas A&M in the SEC. Check out those previews. We had a discussion on Justin Fields, boom or bust. You can check that out. That was released about a day ago. Will Ryan Day surpass Urban Meyer? We've got a camp report from Syracuse and also one from Georgia. Released, I believe, scheduled to release tomorrow, a look at the Clemson secondary. And, of course, Wednesday night's going to be huge as we've got our Florida State Seminoles live show at 7 Eastern, Miami at 8 Eastern, and Ohio State at 9 Eastern. We did a special teams look at the Alabama Crimson Tide a few days ago. We took a look at Gus Malzahn. Does he have the toughest job in America? Toughest job in America. Somebody asked me last night during the call-in show who has the most difficult time. We got Bobby Woodruff on the line. Thanks, Bobby. I was asked last night the coach that could get fired first. Clay Helton came immediately to mind, considering 5-7, the expectations at USC, top 15 roster. Then also the schedule out of the gate is difficult for the Trojans. The first 6, easiest game out of the 6, BYU. They've got Stanford, Washington, Notre Dame out of the gate, including Fresno State in that opening week. So Clay Helton, hot seat. Florida State Seminoles special teams. So we did position previews for a ton of teams, as you guys know as well. I will leave the phone lines open. Hopefully we can take calls, and hopefully you can hear me now. 860-325-3687. Mr. HD, do you think Urban Meyer could replace Clay Helton? I was asked that about a month ago, and I think the odds are slightly against it. Of course, it could happen. Urban Meyer is 54 years old. If his health gets better, he could have 15 to 18 years of coaching ahead of him. And certainly, he's a guy that wants a challenge, thrives on challenges, and to go and win national championships at Florida, then at Ohio State, and to be able to put USC, notch USC on his belt, I think that the temptation may be a little bit too much for Urban Meyer to pass on. That depends on what you think about his health issues and where those go in the next several years. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Who's on the line? Okay, hang on just a second. I was not able to get the speaker online. Give me a call back because I'm not getting... There we go. Hey, it's Mark Rogers TV, voice of college football. Who's on the line?
Hello?
Yeah, who's on the line?
This is Bob from Vermont. I like Notre Dame.
You like Notre Dame. Why is that?
Who is your college team?
I'm an Ohio State fan. Grew up in Ohio.
Oh, you like Ohio State.
That's where I grew up.
That's a good team.
That's where I grew up.
Yeah, you like, what's that called? Dwayne Haskins, right? Just came out with the team.
He did? Just came out?
Yeah. Did anybody tell you you look like an actor from TV?
Who would that be? I've heard a few different ones at times.
Who did they tell you look like? You look like, he's a very famous actor for TV and the movies, too.
Well, when I've got the long sideburns and the long hair, I've heard Hugh Jackman. That's the one that's come up the most. I don't think...
the other guy, he's like kind of like a little Spanish guy. A little on the Spanish side.
I don't think necessarily people care about who I look like, but I appreciate you making that comparison. Hopefully it's a decent-looking guy.
Yeah, no, he's a good-looking guy. He was in Blue Blood. He was a good actor in that, too. Can't think of I got a pretty fun on it. Yeah, but I'm originally from New York, so...
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that coming through. Anything else on your mind?
You like the Browns?
I'm a Browns fan. Yeah, my boy is really a Browns fan. Chris.
What do you think about the OBJ? You like him?
Do I like him? I don't care for him necessarily. He's okay. I really have no personal feelings toward OBJ. He's a great receiver when he's concentrating.
Yeah, he is.
When he's focused. When he's focused.
Yeah, he's too much of a diva, you know?
He's a diva.
I'm happy we got rid of him.
Oh, you're a Giants fan.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan, yeah. I think the Giants are going to have a good year this year. We got our Mark Line fixed, and the defense looks much Notre Dame's going to have a good year, too. I like Ian Book. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I think the Irish are tough. I think they're going to be very good. I think their schedule's a little bit more difficult than it was last year, but they will be
Definitely,
in the mix.
Definitely. I agree with that. Yeah. So you do this every Sunday or something?
Well, I got to come up.
Coach.
I got to come out with a schedule. So we haven't had a schedule since last football season. Last football season, we had a schedule. We stayed with the schedule.
Yeah.
And need to come out with my live stream schedule as soon as I can figure out my work schedule and how that's going to work around it. But we will be posting a live stream schedule for you.
Okay, good. Yeah, I subscribed to you already. Yep.
I appreciate it. You have a great day.
I hope your channel goes very good.
Thank you. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. No problem. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yes, David. The first time I was told that, I didn't even know who the guy was. That was like 15 years ago. But yeah, when the hair was like really shaggy long and the long sideburns, that's what I kept hearing from people. NCIS Fanatic 21, good to see you. David, good to see you. Dijon McDonald, don't feel sorry for me. I'm fine. Apex Orca 78, back to NASCAR. Yes, we will see you next time. Michael in the live stream, Mr. HD, I have one for you, one for Mr. HD. So I'll pass on that one. I will pass on that one. Matt Jones asking, which SEC quarterback takes the next big step, Kellen Mond, Joe Burrow, or Felipe Franks? Mond, we will talk about in a video that's going to be released here in just the next day on Texas A&M. His completion percentage last year, 57%, with a great elite wide receiver corps, has to get better. Texas A&M scored less than 4 touchdowns in 8 games last year. They were way too inconsistent offensively. Their overall offensive numbers were really good, like 472 yards per game, but it was very up and down, very inconsistent. And that starts with Kellen Mond. He's got to be better consistently. Bad games against Mississippi State in particular, Alabama, of course, almost everyone did, except Trevor Lawrence. And a bad game against Auburn with a bad pick late that cost them the game. So Kellen Mond, that's my thought on Kellen Mond. Joe Burrow, I think, is going to improve considerably, even though his ceiling is not quite as high, limited in terms of arm strength and athleticism. But he's a student of the game. And again, he just arrived on campus just prior to the season last year. And so there was some difficulty there with Joe Burrow in regards to having much prep time before the 2018 season. Now he's had a full calendar year to get ready. Felipe Franks, I think people underestimate his development last year. He was so much better last year than he was the year before, and Dan Mullen was a huge part in that. The one guy that you haven't mentioned there, Matt, in regards to quarterback development in the SEC would be Jared Garantano, who I think could take a leap. He showed remarkable toughness behind a poor offensive line. I think he had 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, took care of the football, protected the ball. His wide receiver corps was banged up. His offensive line was awful. And Garantano, I think, is pretty impressive and a guy to keep your eye out on in terms of SEC quarterback development. Dijon, never seems like any LSU quarterback ever takes the next step. Yeah, got some folks in taking care of business here at the airport. David, I think Texas A&M is overrated. The quarterback is okay. Take a few more years for Jimbo to get the recruits to compete with Bama or even LSU. Well, they competed, David, with LSU last year, didn't they? They beat them head-to-head. They generally had the same season. Really, if you look at what they did, Texas A&M beat LSU head-to-head. They only had one fewer win because Texas A&M played Clemson non-conference. LSU played Miami, so that tacked on a loss for Texas A&M. And then in the bowl game, Texas A&M routed NC State 52-13. I would say Texas A&M's on par with LSU. Willis, good to see you, even if we have to do it from the airport, and I don't know how long this is going to go on. I have nothing prepared. Just thought I'd fire it up and see what you guys are up to. Michael Hogg. What do we got here? Michael, you can answer that if you want to. Mark, I'd like to hear your take about my question to Mr. HD. Oh, okay, if I can find it. Brian Kelly leaves Notre Dame. Could you see Urban Meyer going there since he was an assistant there at one time? So Urban Meyer has stated since forever that the two places he wanted to coach was Ohio State and Notre Dame. Now, obviously, once he took the Ohio State job, then that became his dream job, and I think it generally has been and was and is. But Notre Dame has always been mentioned by Urban Meyer as well. Actually, the buyout on his contract, the out in his contract at Florida, was the Ohio State job and the Notre Dame job. Those were the two jobs that Urban Meyer had written into his contract at the University of Florida as jobs that he could get out of his contract to take. So I think it's a great point. The thing is where is Brian Kelly going? He just went to a college football playoff. He's got a really good team. His program's in the best shape it's been in since he got there. He's been building to this point. So I don't think Brian Kelly's going anywhere. He's not ancient. So I think Brian Kelly's going to be around a while, Michael. But that would be a job that I would think Urban Meyer would love to have. Deep Barat on the line. Yeah. What am I doing at the Houston airport? Just visiting. Just had a trip. Just had a trip this weekend to visit someone. All right. What else is going on? I ran down my recent videos. We've got position previews. We've got all sorts of good stuff. Let me run down for you guys what I would like to be able to get to. Okay, Deep Barat, let's not go there. What I've got at least planned to deliver. So let's see what I have planned to deliver. Let me go to my drafts. Hang on. Let's see if this stuff sounds good to you guys. Draco Thomas, yo, Mark, do you buy into the Miami hype? Well, Draco, it depends on how big the hype is. We're talking 11-1 kind of hype. I don't buy into that. If I'm being asked about improvement, yes, improvement. Because the offense can't be any worse. The offensive line is going to be a bit better. The quarterback play has to be much better. Again, I've stated this several times in the last couple of weeks, that I think when you've got three guys at the quarterback position that, regardless of the inexperience, have 4- and 5-star talent, that the probability is that one of them can play, at least one of them can play. And so they're going to have so much better quarterback play this year, they should, than they've had the past couple of years. Yes, the ACC media picked Virginia to win the Coastal. I thought I had a summary of all the content I wanted to produce. I must have lost track of that. Oh, well. I am in the next few weeks going to have a release on my predictions. It's a bit distracting in here on what I'm going to do with my predictions. We will have a big prediction show. Maybe we'll make that a live stream. Maybe we won't, so you guys can take shots at my predictions live. Maybe we'll do it with a big board, and I'll go through all my predictions. Willis, I sometimes miss you and Cam on Wednesdays when you and Kim talk about the Canes. Do you think we could go after a JUCO player for our 2020 recruiting class? Of course you could. You could. That is not a great question for me, Willis, in regards to specific Miami targets in the recruiting process. Miami has no offensive line and a quarterback market. Question mark at quarterback. Yeah, again, LSU super fan, but they've got 3 guys to choose from. The probability is that out of those 3, one of them can play. One of them can play. I did not see Justin Fields run a 4.43 at the 40-yard dash. Deep Rod likes Utah in the Pac-12 South. Okay. What do we have here? It's 4 o'clock Central Time, right? 4 o'clock Central Time. So I'm just hanging out at the airport. So glad all you guys could jump on the live stream. Deep Rod and everybody else who has requested a live stream schedule for the football season, maybe I'll go do that. Maybe I'll go work on that. I also am going to be working on my prediction record. So I'm going to shoot a video. I'm going to post one here coming up soon where I'm going to display all my predictions from years past, my prediction record, my track record. And then we're going to announce where we're going to have our predictions available coming up this season. Yes, we're only 20 days away. Yes, we are. I've got so much to do in the next 3 weeks. It's not a joke. I didn't get some Whataburger. I had some breakfast at a place called Pecan Grill or something like that today. That's right, guys. It's a breakfast before I got dropped off at the airport. All right, everyone. I think we're going to shut things down. I appreciate you jumping on board. Please be patient with me in regards to live stream schedule during the season, but know that, especially on Friday and Saturday, I'm going to be locked in and rolling, and so you will see me there. Whataburger is awesome. I've been there once. I was not impressed, if I remember correctly. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Yes, we will be rolling into the beautiful backyard of Mark Rogers TV probably about 2 in the morning. So it should be another long night, and we will be firing out some more videos tomorrow. So please stay tuned to Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Thank you so much for the support. We will see all of you very soon.